Good job. Okay, so this is 70 number 12, and so I'm supposed to complete the square, and then I'm supposed to graph this circle, and then I need the coordinates for the radius and the center. Okay, so to complete the square, we get all the x's together first. So 3x squared, oh, they already are together, minus 12x, and then I'm going to leave a big blank spot for my complete the square number. I'm actually probably going to factor that thing out too in a second here. And then I'm going to also do the same thing, 3y squared plus, I didn't realize it was all set up for me. And then I want to take the 24 to the other side. Okay, so here I'm going to factor out a 3, and I'm going to say that's x squared minus 4x, and then I'm going to stick some number in there. What number goes in there?
4.
Yeah, because it's half of 4, which is 2, and then when you square the 2, it's autofocusing. Ooh, see, it autofocused. You get a 4. So I'm going to stick a 4 in here. Now, when I stick a 4 inside here, what I've really added to the equation is a 3 times 4, because that 3 out there. So I've added a 12. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
I know. People, that's really common to forget that. So I'm going to add a 12 on both sides of the equal sign. I know, it's because that 3. Because if I FOIL it back out, that would be 12. Now here I'm going to factor out a 3 again, and then I got the y squared, and then the 18 turns into a 6. And then half of 6 is, okay, I'm going to add a 9 here, but what am I really adding? 27. Okay, there's 27. So now I have, square plus 3 times something squared equals, I guess I would really like to know what 24 plus 12 plus 27 is. Where did my calculator go? 60 something. 24 plus 12 plus 27. It's 63. Hey, 63. 63 is a nice cute number because I could divide everything by 3, and I'll bet you 3 would go into everything, and it would clean this up a lot. And I plan on doing that very soon. What goes inside here? X minus what? 2. And this would be x plus 3. Then I can conveniently divide everything by 3, and that helps me out a little here. Because I'm allowed to do that. I can add or subtract or multiply, divide stuff on both sides. X minus 2 all squared plus x plus 3 all squared equals 63 divided by 3 is 21. Okay, so that's not the prettiest equation of a circle I've ever seen, but this is the equation, I think. It's in standard form enough to graph it. So then when you graph it, so the way you do this is, remember x minus h squared, y minus k squared equals r squared? Or maybe you don't. This thing gives me the x, oh, I lost my, this was a y, but it morphed into an x. It was supposed to be a y. Everything morphs into an x. If it, as it goes on down the line, it turns into an x somehow. Okay, so this is x minus h. So h is actually 2. And then y is actually negative 3, isn't it?
Yep.
Or y minus k. So that is the center of my circle. And 21, well, the radius is the square root of 21. Because this can be written as root 21 squared, right? So I don't know what square root 20, I'm just going to guess 21, or not guess, but I'm just going to like round it, you know. Square root 21 happens to be about 4.58 or something, about 4.5, so I just have to kind of fake it a little bit, you know. So on my graph, I'm just going to, since I know that root 21 is something close to 4.5, I'll just go to the right by about 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? You just kind of, you got to do what you got to do. And then you go left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of about 4.5. Then you go up by about 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mine always end up looking like a football for some reason. Mine never look round like they should. Look, mine looks crazy. I know it's pretty ugly, but there it is. So label it nice so that people know that this is actually Route 21. Label it nice like this so that people can understand what's going on. And I think that's sufficient. Okay, so what was the radius? I need to write it separately so that the teacher's aide doesn't mark me wrong. It asked me for the radius, so I'm going to say the radius is Route 21 and the center is at 2, -3. Even though I pictured it on my graph, I want to make kind of a deal about showing it. Okay, actually it wasn't you, it was another teacher's aide that marked them wrong, because it asked them specifically. And so you could argue that, well, I did show my radius in my, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I would be safe and write it. Okay?
As long as they see it there,